Hello guys, welcome back. In this class I'm gonna show you what's the power of the Django admin. What else you can do with this amazing application that comes by default with Django. So as you could see in the previous classes, every time we create a new model we can register that on Django admin, and then we'll be able to do full manipulation of this data with no need for any new code. So let's get it started. Here is the official link for the Django admin site. In this page, in this section, you can see so many different things that you can do with Django admin, how you can customize your Django admin, and how you can enable amazing features that has out of the box that can improve the page where you list your model, like this one. So I'm gonna show you a few things, but very cool stuff that you can do with few lines of code to make your Django admin much more attractive and user friendly. Okay, so as it says here, you can create one specific class to describe how Django admin should manipulate your data. So for example, if we copy that piece of code here and place that into the admin like this, first of all we need to import your model. So we have the model imported already, so we don't need this class here. As well, we for you to provide information to Django how to handle, how to show the data that you want to show, you need to create a class. Okay, so we can put a class with the name that you want. By default, I will call it client admin, but you can put whatever you want. And if you want, for example, let's say that you want to limitate the fields that you want to show here, like let's say that you want to show just name and last name. So if you define fields and in place name and surname, I think it's not surname, let me check, how do we call that, last name. So last name, okay. And then when you, according to the documentation, when you register that, you pass the class and as well the admin class that you defined. So Django will combine both to show the data in the way that you are describing. So if you go back here and now we update that, you can see that now Django is not showing all the fields that you want to show, but the ones that you defined into the fields attribute. Okay, so let's see, let's have a look if we can add a new object just with this two field. So I'll create a new one called like Pedro and Santos and click save. Here it will complain about age because age, it's a required field. So you should be aware that if you don't include required fields here, Django will not be able to create the objects. So at least the required fields should be listed. Okay, another important thing is that's the error page from Django. In this page you will be able to understand what is going on when error is raised. So here we can see that it's an integrity error. So we have a every time you are trying to do something into the database that is not allowed, you're going to have an integrity error. As well, the URL and information about the error itself. Okay, as well here we have the information about the response, all the stack trace that rise the error, so many information about your project, about the server, and so on and so forth. Of course we're going to disable this error page when we put this sorry, when you put your application online in production, because you don't want to show so many details about your application to the external world. Okay, so no worries, it's just for now for development purpose. So let's have a look on it. So once we add age here, age Okay, let's wait for the Django server restart, and then we refresh the page, and boom, here we go. Here we got the client page again. When you click save, now we can see that salary is required as well. So we include salary, wait for the server restart, and refresh the page. Here we go again, we include the salary, and here we go. Now we were able to create a new object. Okay, so that's the way that you can define the fields. Another cool stuff, guys, that we can use as well is field field let me remember. I think list field, yeah, this one. So list field, as you could see here, we are in the grid, we are showing just the client name, so that's not very nice. I want a real grid with all the information provided by my users. So once you place list field here, you can set up what fields you want to show into your grid. Okay, so if I do like this, and then I update the page, uh, oh sorry, it's not list field, sorry guys, it's list display. What is it? Sorry, list display is this one. List field, I'm going to explain list filter soon. So list display, it will say what fields you want to show in the grid. So here we have now one very nice grid that you can order clicking in the header, in columns header. So we can order by multiples fields. You see, so it's a very nice grid, simple but like enough for most cases. So that's the list, what the list display do. Okay, but as we could see, we had a little spoiler in the previous class. The list display, the list filter, sorry, it will enable one Django admin filter. It will enable this filter here. So if you want to filter your data, like by everyone that calls Mary, or everyone that has the same surname Santos, or everybody that has the same age or the same salary, you can combine multiple filters. So it's another very nice feature that Django admin has out of the box. Okay, so you don't need to program, you just need to include one line of code, and Django will do the magic for you. Okay, that's the very good thing. Let's have a look what else I can show you. I think there is a search fields. This guy here, you can, for example, let's say that you want to provide a way to filter, to do search by last name and age, for example. So if you put here last name and age, Django will enable like right here one search field, so that will enable you to search for people for last name and age. So let's try it. So let's search for everybody that's called Santos. You see, let's add someone else with the same surname to make it a little bit clear. So I will register myself with surname Santos. So I'll click save. Now when I type Santos and I click search, you can see that now you could search for two clients with the same surname. Would be the same with salary, or is age, I think it's age, yeah, age. So let's have people with different age here. I'll put like 13 for this one, and 14 for this one. So now if you search for 14, you get Pedro. If you put 13, you get myself, and if you put 12, you get Mary. So that's the way, guys, to customize your Django admin. It's very easy thing to do. Few options might be a little bit more complex, but it's not that, it doesn't mean that it will be difficult to do, so it's just you can basically follow all this tutorial around, and you get more details. Of course, I cannot cover all the documentation, but at least I can show you the features that I consider more important. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope that you got the same result here, that you have your Django admin up and running, and one very nice Django admin customized like this. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any doubt or any queries, you can put a comment here in your question here, that for sure I'm gonna help you. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye, guys.